I know there are plenty of you that play Dragonist. I played Dragonist quite extensively, never when it was really popular or relevant. 2 years ago, I did a dedicated video on what was called Project Dragonsword, which is a semi-MMO that is very much supposedly like the original Dragon Nest, done by the developers of the original Dragon Nest, but instead of being largely instanced, this is a game that is going to feature a semi-open world, not entirely open. It is going to offer us the same fast-paced, fluid action combat of Dragon Nest with the potential PvP with what I believe to be, because this is what it was alluded to, a multiplayer experience. They didn't state whether this is going to necessarily be massively multiplayer, but then if we think about it, what about Dragon Nest, what about PSO2 or Soul Worker or Closers was ever really massively multiplayer anyway outside of the quest hubs? Now, if this is your first time here, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the little bell notification, that way you remain up to date with every single thing that I post, and I post daily. Do not miss out. So this is theoretically the spiritual successor to the original Dragon Nest game. 2 years ago, they released a trailer showcasing very crisp looking combat, very beautiful looking anime graphics. This is a significant upgrade to the original Dragon Nest. However, ever since then, they just kind of went silent. 2 years almost of complete and utter silence. Until last week. Last week, they decided they were going to release a brand new trailer. After 2 years, no official updates, no news, no posts on social media that I could find, just a 40-second trailer showcasing what the game has become, how far they've come, what there is to look forward to. And with the cancellation of Blue Protocol, right now, we need all the anime MMOs that we can get. It is worth noting that the developers, Hound 13, are working on 3 different projects. 2 are in active development. Project D, which is Dragon Soul. They are working on Project M, which they describe as being a AAA quality real tone rendering and realistic game. Experience the overwhelming natural environments and delicate civilizations, relies through deep world building. So basically this is like a large open Vindicta style game. I don't know if this is going to be an MMO. This is probably going to feature some degree of multiplayer, maybe, or they're just going to go like the Elden Ring route because it's what's popular right now. Either way, we're going to go ahead here and take a look at the new updated trailer because I'm excited. And I've waited several days to record this video. Wait, it's being published by Webzen? No way. I hate Webzen. I wish this were a little bit higher def. Oh, nice. Dude, so the characters are evidently very, very detailed for an anime game. Damn. Abilities are looking even better than ever. And it now has an actual official name. They're no longer calling it Project D. They are calling it Dragon Sword. Before we go any further, let me take a moment here to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are phenomenal, and I can't thank you all enough for the support. Now let's keep talking. It is worth noting, however, that down at the bottom, they do state Hound 13, published by Webzen. Webzen, oh my God, they are not only horribly predatory with their monetization, but at the same time, they are known as a bit of an MMO graveyard. So basically, they take MMOs that have already failed, and then they decide to republish them and milk every single cent they can out of players. I don't know, because this game looks so cool. It is essentially, from what I've seen via the 2 different trailers that they have released, this looks fast. This looks fluid. This looks very attractive. Aesthetically, this doesn't look like Dragonist. This looks like Genshin Impact, and I understand why they've gone this route. Genshin Impact is the biggest, most successful gacha game in the world. Everyone wants to replicate Genshin's success. What better way to do that than to create an amalgamation of MMO, which is what they're good at, and Genshin clone, which is what everyone is trying for. And very few have been able to replicate thus far. I think the closest was Wuwa and probably Tower of Fantasy. Will this be good? Will this be a gacha game? Probably. Based off of what we're seeing from the characters, this is either going to feature classes, and they are all just classes, or the game is going to feature gacha, and the gacha are going to probably be in the form of weapons, much like Grand Saga, much like Tower of Fantasy, which honestly, like, as long as there's no PvP, because PvP is horribly unbalanced when characters are locked behind a gacha monetization model, I honestly don't think is a bad way to go. Like, Wuthering Waves, the gacha is perfectly acceptable, same within Nikke, Arknights, because you're not necessarily combating other players, so there really is no pay to win. There's just power creep. And if it's a multiplayer game without PvP, you're not really engaging other players, you're just being carried by them. Overall, I'm still incredibly excited for this. I don't like the fact that Webzen is publishing it. I don't think they have the reach that a lot of other publishers do, nor do they have a history of actually publishing any real successful games outside of, I think, the Mu games, right? Like Mu Origin, Mu Legends. But in the grand scheme of things, I do think this could be a relative success. Maybe not a big MMO overall, maybe not even an MMO, maybe just a multiplayer co-op action RPG where, you know, it features a large open world to explore, lots of large open areas to explore that you can play with 2, 3, 4 friends. And at the end of the day, that's what's generally happening with a lot of MMOs anyway. Not only are they going more solo player friendly, but a lot more multiplayer games are spawning that allow for players to play with just a small group of friends. I also want to, before ending the video real quick, address the fact that it has not been confirmed what platforms this game is releasing on. Their first game, 100 Soul, was a mobile exclusive game. This may be cross-platform compatible between PC, mobile, console, PC, mobile. Just be a PC game, just be a mobile game. Their other game, Project M, is supposedly going to be PC, console, disregarding mobile, but at present, we don't know. So we shouldn't write this off as just another mobile game or just another gacha game yet. Hey you, where do you think you're going? Don't you close out of this tab. I didn't give you permission to do that. Sit your ass back down. Click one of the 2 videos that are going to be on screen in just a moment and keep watching my content. Keep enjoying my content.